the Lumix 20 to 60 variable f-stop and the Lumix 24 to 60 f2.8. Both of these lenses have some similarities, some differences. I had an opportunity to work with both of these on a job and also some time to play around with them myself. I want to do a side-by-side comparison of these two. The 20 to 60 is a lighter, more compact lens in size and in weight. The 20 to 60 has a 67mm thread. The 24 to 60 has a 77mm thread. Most of the Lumix lenses that I'm using, like the 50, the Sirui Aurora 85, utilize a 67mm thread. It's also the same on the 24 and the 35 prime from Lumix. Now that's not a problem if you're using step-up rings or step-down rings. The similarities between these two are they're both L-mount, they both have autofocus with the internal focus, and they both are weather sealed. They don't do internal zoom distance scale or IBIS. That may not matter if you're using a Lumix camera, which has the stabilization on the camera. Let's take a look at some handheld footage on both of these cameras where I'm using the built-in stabilization. Where this would be an issue is on the Blackmagic full frame camera, because that does not have the stabilization. When it comes to the autofocus, I found that both of these lenses performed equally as well. They're both very quick and smooth. What we're looking at here is the focus breathing. Based on reviews, the 24 to 60 has a smoother focus breathe to it. Now let's take a look at the 20 to 60 and see, is it that much worse? On the Lumix cameras, you can control how fast the autofocus shift happens. Now, as much as I can sit here and show you side-by-side images from both of these lenses, and I will make a few comparisons, it's going to come down to three factors for you to decide which one is the better choice for you. Number one is going to be price. Where you might lean towards the 24 to 60 is that constant f2.8 aperture. Number three is going to be the 20mm setting. We're talking about 4mm here, but let's take a look at the difference between those 4mm. Based on people that I've spoken with, based on different reviews, that 20 is important to a lot of people because it's a fairly wide focal range. How much does that f-stop make a difference? Cameras that we're using now have a usable high ISO range. On the Lumix cameras, you can shoot at 4000 ISO and still have a clean picture. That could be an advantage to the 20 to 60, shooting at an ISO 4000. If you're shooting at f4 or even 5.6, they're both very sharp. For the 20 to 60 being a kit lens, it's a really good lens. It's a great lens. These pictures were taken with it. Look, I'm filming this right now on the f2.8. You know, I'm using natural light so that I have a window right there. Obviously there's a window here in frame. I want to test a few things with both of these lenses. Indoor light situation. In this instance, this is the 24 to 60 at 2.8. I'm going to move over to the 20 to 60 and I'll keep it at 24 to match the framing, just to see at that aperture of 3.5. This is now the 20 to 60 on here. I didn't change anything on camera. I just swapped out the two lenses. I didn't adjust anything with the lights. So this is the difference between the 2.8 and the 3.5. I am at a 20mm focal plane because when I get to 24, it's showing at 3.8. For me, I feel like the biggest difference is going to be when you go to a 1.8 like this, the 50mm 1.8. The reason I'm bringing this up to you is the 1.8 is going to be the biggest difference as opposed to a 2.8 to a 3.5. Now, when it comes to the zoom, keeping that 2.8 across the entire focal length of 24 to 60mm is huge. Zooming in on the 20 to 60 at 60 is when you're getting 5.6. There is a really cool feature that the 24 to 60 has, and that is a focus button. What that focus button does is when you press it, the focus ring will control things like your exposure, your ISO. The focus ring can also be used as a control ring to customize key settings such as aperture control, exposure compensation. You can change the ring's rotation direction. Both of these have a very close minimal focus. On the 24 to 60, it's 0.19 meters. On the 20 to 60, it's 0.15 meters as the minimal focus distance. I feel like if the 20 to 60 was 3.5 consistently, I might favor that one a little bit more. Being that I added a Lumix camera to my arsenal, coming from the Blackmagic ecosystem, having the autofocus and having that built-in image stabilization on the camera is a huge advantage for me with getting run and gun footage. So I'm really happy with both of these. If I had to keep one, I would probably lean towards the 24 to 60, mainly because when I picked up the S9, the kit lens that I chose was the 18 to 40. So I have that 20 millimeter range in this. The 20 to 60, in my opinion, is a little bit of a better quality than the 18 to 40 because that f range is 5.4 to 6.3. I know there are a lot of variables with this. If you already own Lumix cameras and you already got a kit lens, then yes, the 24 to 60 2.8 is definitely worth it. If you're buying a Lumix camera and you're going to choose a kit lens, I would say choose the 20 to 60. I assumed that the 24 to 60 was just going to blow this 20 to 60 out of the water. It didn't. Having the 2.8 is key, as I'm filming on it right now. But the 20 to 60 was great. It's a lot of fun to use on the S9. It's a lot of fun to just take outside. Having that extra 20 millimeters did come in handy for us when we wanted to get a wider shot. So what are your thoughts on these two lenses? Did you get the 20 to 60 as a kit lens with a Lumix purchase? Are you thinking about getting, or do you already own the 24 to 60 millimeter 2.8? I'd love to know your thoughts, what your experiences are with these. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. Please take care of each other and yourselves. Thank you.